Only City was around 6 kids.
Right. Well, good evening and welcome to Bulldogs hockey. Hope everyone had a lovely Christmas. We're live at the East Alton Ice Arena as the Bulldogs are getting ready to face off against the Vianney Griffins. I'll never remember Griffins after this moment. I believe we'll get Konechny starting in between the pipes tonight as he took the warm-ups. Getting the pucks cleaned up. We'll get ready for starting lineups. Number 79 for the Bulldogs, Landon Hicks. Number 3, associate captain, Wyatt Rinder. Wearing number 55, Gus Tolley. Wearing the 14, Cooper Hicks. And last but not least, well, not even last, wearing 18, Kyson Hoyt. And in between the pipes tonight for your Bulldogs will be Wade Konechny in the double eights. Vianney will call out their starting lineup. No names on the back of jerseys. I'm not a fan. Got that yellow highlighter look. It's looking pretty sharp. Look like some fresh jerseys this year. And we'll stand for the national anthem. The Vianney Boys Choir will get us kicked off with a lovely rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. And we're ready to start the first period with 14 minutes on the clock. Both teams going over final preparations. Goalies getting their buckets on. Vianney trying to start off the game with that 6-man line. They'll go ahead and drop it down to 5. Hoyt out to take the draw. Vianney wins it back. Cut off by Hicks and Render. Stumped into the zone. Vianney will settle it. Almost turns it over. They do turn it over to Hicks and Render. Render will chase down low. Tries to center it right out front. Hicks will try to jam one on net. That's off the leg pad. Render sends it out to Tolley at the point. Tolley walks it in. Fires a shot that goes wide. And out to Cooper Hicks on the near wing. He'll hold the blue line and dumps it down and in. And Hoyt will go in on the chase. Vianney tries to work it up the boards. Render drops it back. All Vianney highlighters from there. Render tries to hold that blue line, but Vianney will bring it in offside. And we'll get a neutral zone faceoff just off the near glass with 13:11 left to go in the first period. 0-0 is the score. No shots on goal on the board tonight. We're going low tech. Justin Lai takes the faceoff, and he's out with Weiss and Gunter. Lai trying to work it north. Vianney chips it into the zone, and Nimmo, who's back on defense tonight, works it up for Gunter. Gunter over to Weiss. Weiss will bring it in, dumps it down and in, and Lai and Gunter will go in on the forecheck. Lai over to Gunter. It comes out to Nimmo at the point. He'll make a move. Works it back over to Weiss. Weiss in front, loose, and the goaltender gets that smothered and covered. And a little love tap there in the midsection of Luke Gunter. Just keeping that crease clear. 12:41 into the first. 0-0 is the score. Vianney wins it back, and they'll try to circle the net, but the puck gets stuck, and it'll come out to Nimmo at the point. He'll try to dump it down and in. And that's chipped back in offside. The Bulldogs will tag up. Vianney does a Scooby-Doo down the near boards. Got them feet rolling. Weiss over on the far board picks it up. He'll bring it in. Gets his pocket picked as he runs out of room. Vianney turns it over to Hoyt. He'll skate it towards the net. Shot off the leg pad, looking for a rebound from Render or redirection. Render tries to circle. They'll send it out to the point for Ravik. He'll send it back down and in, looking for the redirection. And it goes wide off the stick of Render. Hicks back on D. Chips it up. That was Landon Flavor. As Render circles the net. Looks for that perfect opening for a shot. And it's centered but cut off by Vianney. And they'll exit the zone. Dorch over to defend in the corner. Vianney just holding on to it. Stood still there for a second. Shot point blank at the top of the crease, and Wade Konieczny's ready for the task. Another shot. Saved by Konieczny. It's out of the zone. Hicks will wind up. He'll try for the power move. He'll throw it off the far leg pad of the Vianney highlighter goaltender. And he'll give it the old Waffle House smother and cover for a whistle. And a face-off to his right with 11:12 left to go in the first period. Fly on the draw. Vianney wins it back. Weiss in to put pressure on. He sacrifices the body, gets it over to Gunter. Gunter, hard angle shot. Trying for that rebound. Right there in front as they jam away, and it makes it up over the goaltender off the shot from Gunter. And it's 1-0 Bulldogs with 11 minutes left to go in the first period. As Gunter finds the back of the net, putting some net front pressure on. Lie back on the draw. Vianney works it forward. Tolley tries to put some pressure on. Nimmo defending. They center it and it goes through untouched. Vianney circles the wagons. They take it out at the top of the circles. Fire a shot off the chest of Konieczny. Gunter tries to chop it out of the zone. Lai with it down low, rims it around. That's going to come out to the point for Vianney. They'll send it down for the winger, who walks the line. Gunter works it away, and he's almost off to the races. Weiss will come in there to throw it in on the forecheck as Gunter will go off for a change. Tolley and Nemo back on defense. And Vianney will dump it in. Tolley with time, sends it around the boards for Nemo. Up for Landon Hicks, who drops it off for Kyson Hoyt. They still hold on to it. They'll come over to Renderer on the near side. He'll get the zone and poked forward by Hoyt. Renderer in the corner. Centers it to Hicks. Oh, it goes. I think the goaltender's stick got a piece of that, and it goes up into the netting for a whistle with 9:46 left to play in the first. 1-0 Bulldogs is the score. Hoyt on the draw with Landon Hicks and Renderer on the wing. Aravic and Cooper Hicks backing them up on D. Vianney turns it over.
You know, the late night on Tuesday nights.
Hicks there to seal it up. He'll throw one towards the net. Save by Vianney. Renderer trying to work it out in front. He'll drop it off for Hicks.
Probably wasn't too far off.
Hicks to Hicks. They're sharing. You don't see that much with brothers. Back to Landon Hicks. He'll circle it. Tries to skate it down through the slot. Centered right out front. Hoyt trying to work it over to Renderer. And that'll trickle in on net for a whistle, as the goaltender will get it covered up with 9:04 left to go in the first period. Lai, Hauer, and Orn will come out to take the face-off. Nemo and Dortch back on D. Vianney will rim it all the way around. He'll drop it off, which is picked up quickly by Lai, and he'll re-enter the zone. Fires a shot, blocker away. He'll follow it up into the corner. Drop back down and in by Vianney. And Howard comes in, takes the kid that's his same size down. I'd love to see it. Rimmed around the boards. Vianney settles it. Orn comes in, takes the body, and Dortch not able to hold the blue line as it comes in on the skates. Horn gets on sides as Lai works his way into the zone. He fires it right in front. Howard shot and a save by the goaltender off the rebound. A good pressure there in front of the net for the Bulldogs with 8:21 left to go in the first. 1-0 is the score. It says 12 shots to 3 as we get the shot clock on tonight. Bulldogs with quite a few more, obviously. Gunter fires a shot. That's a save. Rebound. Cash Wallace there. Johnny on the spot. Ready to pick it up and send it right behind the goaltender to make it 2-0 Bulldogs with 8:17 left to go in the first period. Got the Cash Wallace fan club down at the end of the bleachers. They were excited. Weiss takes the face off with Gunter and Wallace on the wings. Vianney will pick it up. They bring it in wide. Take it for a nice walk around the net. Out to the D, and they'll center it, but that's cut off. Weiss will knock it away, but Vianney recovers it. Shot saved by Konechny, and the net will come off its moorings, and we'll get a whistle and a defensive zone face-off. Hoyt on the draw. Battling for possession with Vianney. They'll chip it into the corner. Skate it right out front. Block shot. And Vianney will take it down low. Chipped away by Render. Hoyt works it out of the zone up to Hicks. And Hicks is off to the races. He'll drop the shoulder. Fires a shot. Save. Rebound. And Hoyt's there just making sure that the puck's not going anywhere underneath the leg pad of the Vianney goaltender. Hoyt to take the draw. Chips it down low. Render with a nice hit. He had one at the other end of the ice that he took, and I was waiting for that one. Vianney trying to work it up the boards. Hoyt out at the point. That'll come out to neutral ice. Hicks will tag up, and Vianney quickly fires it out of the zone. Ravick holding on to it. Chips it in, and he'll chase. Vianney with a diving chip over to the boards, but they still can't hold on to it. Render will pick it up, drops it back the other way. Vianney from center ice. Render throws one on net, and Konechny will... Render didn't throw it on net. He threw a nice shoulder on the boards. Vianney throws one on net, and Konechny will swallow that up with the glove, and they'll take the face-off to his left. 15 shots to 5. Bulldogs with an ample lead. Vianney wins it back. They are winning face-offs. Konechny flashes the leather again. That was inside and low. Two to nothing Bulldogs is the score. Bulldogs win it back. Hicks will skate it around the net. He'll wind up down the near boards, but it gets poked away by Vianney, and he'll retreat back to Dortch. She fires it up for Orn. Orn will drop it off for Lai and Hauer. Lai brings it in wide. Hauer will get set up in front of the net. They send it towards the net. Orn gets out there through the top of the crease, and it's untouched. And Vianney clears it out. They wind up, fire a shot, saved by Konechny. He'll handle that as the shot comes from the top of the circles. And he'll take the face-off to his left with 6:03 left to go in the first. Lots of whistles, lots of shots on net. Weiss on the draw with Wallace and Gunter. Rimmed hard around a set play as Gunter will pick it up. He sends it up the boards looking for Wallace. That will go off a Vianney player, and Weiss will come in. He gets cut off with a moving pick there. It'll come out to neutral ice, and Tolley will throw that back for Nimmo. Nimmo shovels it forward. Vianney tries to send it again, but Nimmo will get a body in the lane. And now he's off to the races, and that's in offside, and the Bulldogs have got to tag up. Vianney with a slow zone exit. They toss it in, and Tolley will handle it. And it should be a relatively routine breakout here for the Bulldogs. Right up the center, they find Weiss. And I'm not sure how that was offside. They blow that offside. Gunter was standing on the blue line. Weiss brought it in with the stick first. We'll have to go back to the instant replay. You can do that on your own. Hoyt on the draw with Render and Hicks. Going over to Hicks. He'll chop it into the zone. Vianney will go D to D as they look to get set up. Ravick gets a stick in the lane, and Vianney will dump it down and in. Hoyt with the poke check. Comes loose to Hicks. Landon Flavor. Gets it up to Render. And back the other way by Vianney, but now they'll dump it in from center ice. Uber Hicks skates it around his own net. Render kicks it over to Hoyt, and now Hicks is off to the races. He'll shake off the slash. Oh, he tries to go for the weak side leg and just wide of the net. He'll pick it up on the far boards and circle the net. They center it. Hoyt, shot. Oh, it goes just wide over the goal. Hoyt returns the favor to Hicks, and he can't get it settled. Down the center ice for Ravick. Hoyt up to Hicks, and Vianney will throw that in offside. They'll tag up. Uber Hicks shoveling it forward, but there's 4 Vianney highlighters here on the near glass. Hauer will come in, pick up the loose puck. He'll trying to spring Orn with the stretch pass. Orn strong on the stick, shaking the man off, trying to climb all over him. Hauer pushes it forward. It'll come over to the near boards. Hauer will bring it into the zone. But Vianney will work it out away from him. Dortch over to Nimmo, back over to Dortch. Right up center ice. Fly will chip it up for Orn. And Orn will try to center it. Vianney back the other way. They try to make a move. Centered. Oh, goes off the leg pad of Konechny, and the forward on the far side post couldn't settle it. Lai and Hauer bring it in. Lai sends a shot through the leg pads. Rebound comes out to Hauer. He can't settle it. What a good opportunity, and it's back the other way. Number 91 sends one off the leg pad of Konechny, and Dortch will clear it out. Gunter over to Nimmo. Nimmo winds his way through traffic. Brings it in wide. Fires one off of something. Out to Tolley at the point. He'll dump it down and low. Around for Gunter. Gunter tries to work it over to Nimmo. Nimmo fires a shot, and Gunter there on the doorstep looking for a rebound, but the goaltender makes quick work of the puck and covers it up. .212 left to go in the first period. 2-0 Highland. Some of the worst stoppage music I've heard all season. Oh, Gunter right there in front almost had the wraparound as he threw the brakes on right behind the net, and the goaltender bit, but he was able to get it back over. I think a defenseman might have got a stick in the lane there as well. Lots of ice maintenance tonight here at East Alton. You would think with it being 30 degrees outside, it'd be all good, but got a late start. Now they're icing up the posts for the goaltender. I wish we could have picked a different song to do this during. This one's brutal. Weiss on the draw, wins it over to Gunter. Gunter fires a shot. And Wallace will pick it up in the near corner. Weiss tries to center it. That's cut off by the highlighters, and it's back out to neutral ice for Tolley. He'll send it over to Cooper Hicks on the near boards. Right up the center to Gunter. Vianney will pick that off, and they'll dump it in. Tolley down low, works it up to Wallace. He'll send it up to Gunter. Gunter off to the races. He's in all by himself. Gunter forehand back in. Oh, can he tuck it in? It's loose, and the goaltender will get a blocker on it as they jam away. I can't believe nobody in the Vianney defense. They didn't touch Gunter at all. Just let him keep jamming. So the goaltender will get reset. So he'll set his mask up and slow it down here for a second. 1:31 left to go in the first period. 2-0 Bulldogs is the score. Hoyt takes the face-off, wins it over to Hicks. Hoyt! Oh! The no-shot! Hoyt fans on it. And it sneaks through the 5-hole of the goaltender to make it 3-0 Bulldogs. That was fantastic. We're going to call that just a mind game. He knew exactly what he was doing. And as the Bulldogs extend their lead, referees must have a hot date. The Bulldogs aren't even at the lines yet. Shot save Konieczny. And they're dropping the puck with only one forward. Anyway, Nimmo will rim it around for Rabick. Referee's in the way. And so the Bulldogs will have to dig it out from below their own zone. Hoyt comes in, takes the body. Vianney right out front. And will come off a stick and over to Landon Hicks. He'll send it over to Render on the near wings. Fires a shot. Blocker save off the knob of the stick. Possibly. And that'll come out to Rabick right at the blue line. Somebody stepped on a rat. Loud squeak. I don't know what that was, but all kinds of noises tonight. Rabick will fire one on net, and that's a quick glove save by the goaltender as he tracks that from the top of the circles with 31 seconds left to go in the first. 3-0 to score. Bulldogs with the lead. 25 shots to 9. Lai takes the face-off. Hauer picks it up, drives it down low, tries to center it to Horn. But Vianney will cut that off and wind up through neutral ice. Horn on a good back check there to break it up. He'll get it over to Lai, over to Hauer. Hauer tries to hold on to that puck, and Vianney will clear it back out. Nimmo over to Dortch. She tries to send it over through to Lee Hauer, but it's cut off by Vianney. And they'll dump it back down and in, but the period will expire with a score of 3-0 Bulldogs and a shot count of 25-9 for the Bulldogs. Konieczny skates out to the other end of the ice as he gets ready to take his spot in the crease. We'll get Weiss, Wallace, and Gunter up front, backed up by Cooper Hicks and Gus Tolley. Face off one over to Gunter. He'll bring it up the near boards. Tries to slide into the blue line. Gunter will chase into the corner. Vianney working it north. Number 91 will chip it out. Cash Wallace in to put some pressure on him. 91 fires a shot. That goes high and wide. Gunter will take it back down below his own goal line as the Bulldogs will get set up. Gunter with him tries to make a couple of moves, but gets his pocket picked. Weiss with a nice draw in over to Wallace. He'll try to get one on net. And it's just out of his reach. Vianney winds up through center ice, and they'll dump it down and in. Tolley back to retrieve. He'll try to throw the brakes on, lets it go. Vianney centers it. Cleared out by Hicks. Up to Render. Render tries to make a move, and it's chipped away by the Griffins. And they'll head north down to the Bulldog defensive zone. They fire a shot. Slow roller by Konieczny. He watches that one roll into the glove. That still counts as a save, though, folks. 12:52. You count every one of those. Got to pump up those stats. 3-0 Bulldogs. They'll win it back to Rabick. He'll fire it around the boards as Render waits. Render ships it off the boards over to Nimmo. Nimmo back up to Render. Back down to Nimmo. Vianney holds it right at the blue line. Hoyt will try to get the referee to move out of the way. Render up to Hicks. Just out of his reach, but they'll wave off the icing. Hicks comes in, throws the brakes on, drops it back down low for Render. Right out to Hoyt. Oh, just off on his offhand. And the net's going to come off the moorings again. We'll give it the old love tap. If there's one thing I've learned from watching 8U hockey, it's just go ahead and squirt it down before the game. Hoyt on the draw, wins it over to Hicks on the far boards. Hicks works it right out in front, but it's all highlighters from there. And they'll clear it out. Ravik will settle at his own blue line. Sends it up the far boards for Hicks. Hicks and Render will skate towards the net. Hicks throws the brakes on, shot. And Vianney will make a quick save as Render's looking to pick up a rebound in front of the net with 11:48 left to go in the second period. 27 shots to 11, 3-0 Bulldogs in the. Lie on the draw with Hauer and Orn on the wings. Vianney will come away with it. They'll skate it down low. Orn in on the forecheck, trying to put some pressure on. They try to clear it up the boards. Hicks cuts it off. Lie over to Orn. Orn tries to go through the legs of Vianney over to Lie, but it's cut off. And that'll come down the ice as it hops over the blade of Hicks. They try for the wraparound fake. And Vianney sends it out to the point. Dortch trying to work it north. Poked away by Lie. Hicks will chase into the corner. That's Cooper flavor. Vianney tries to send one on net. The Lie will cut it off and exit the zone. They'll bring it in. Over. Lie tries to center it to Orn on the back side, but it's cut off by a skate. And Hauer will drop it down low. They center it by Orn, and it goes just north of Lie. Vianney clears it out. Cut off by Orn. He'll leave it for Lie, and Lie will race towards the net. He'll lose the handle on the puck, but totally redeems himself. Shot goes off the side of the net, and Dortch, who's sunk down low, she's getting in on the forecheck as well. Wallace takes the hit in the corner. Vianney will pick up the puck with 10:14 left to go. In the second period, they wind up down the near boards. Hicks over to put his stick in the lane and picks it away, and Gunter will pick it up on the near boards as he winds up. Makes a stutter step move to find some open ice, and Weiss comes in, fires a shot just a bit outside. Wallace will chase. Gunter with a nice left-handed glove. Weiss turns, fires, loose right there in front. Wallace trying to get set up. Are we trying for a Wallace hat trick night? Vianney clears it down the ice. Ravik will settle it. Up the boards it goes to Gunter. Gunter winds up, fires a shot off the goaltender from the red line. Why not? And Weiss will go in on the forecheck, along with Wallace. Vianney breaks it out. Totally in a foot race. He'll throw the chop and able to knock it away. Some good defending there. Gets it over to Ravik. Try to find some room. Ravik up to Hicks. I think somebody might be upset in Vianney's bench based off of the stick breaking. Hicks tries to get it out front. That's cut off, and somehow Hicks is going to go into the box. Hooking, but I missed that. I'm not sure how you do that when you only didn't have the puck for 2 seconds. But okay. 8:41 left to go in the second period. 3-0 Bulldogs is the score. Hoyt Rinder, Nemo, and Aravik out to take the face off. Hoyt wins it. Rinder picks it up, and he'll drive the zone. Trying to kill off some time in the corner. He tries to get it out to Hoyt. They fire a shot. Konechny makes a save. And then he looked exhausted. He figured, I'll just take a seat. .8:24 left to go. We've got another minute 43 left in the penalty kill. Weiss, Gunter, Nemo, and Aravik on D. Try to clear it out. Vianney holds at the blue line. They send it over to the near side. Nemo cuts it off, and he'll clear it all the way down the ice as they've killed off 30 seconds of the power play. That's the Scooby-Doo skate by number 11. Moving quick. Rimmed around by Vianney. They'll throw it into the corner. They're trying to get set up on the power play here. They fire one from the point. That's off a stick and into the far corner. And Aravik will hammer that down the ice. And Gunter's going to go in on the forecheck. Let's see how good stick handling is of the Vianney goaltender. He almost turns it over to Gunter in front. Aravik will fire one on net. And a glove save. They'll drop it at the instruction of the referee to play it. I'll allow it. They turn it over to Rinder. He tries to make a move. Vianney sends it over to the near side, right in front, and sends one off the backhand wide. Hoyt rims it around for Rinder, and he'll chip it down the ice with 22 seconds left to kill off in the penalty kill. Vianney brings it in, chipped away by Nemo. Pick it up in the corner. Out to the blue line. They fire one in. Cut off by a skate. Hoyt will take the body, and it's cleared down the ice. And that'll go wide as the penalty had just expired for an icing. And the Bulldogs will be back to full strength. And a face-off to the right of Konechny. Lai takes the face-off. He'll win it back into the corner. Dortch in battling against Vianney. They center it out front. That'll come all the way through to Orrin at the face-off circle, who shovels it out. That'll go right through two Vianney players. Referee rules neither could have played it. We got a serious snow bank set up on the Vianney goaltender side. He's preparing for those wraparounds. Wade Konechny says, I'll not be outdone as he stacks his up as well on the blocker side post. Lai wins it forward. Orrin trying to clear it out. Hicks will get it up north, but it's cut off by Vianney, and they'll wind up through the neutral zone. They'll chip it in the chase, but Dortch will chip it north. Shot blockered away by Konechny with the... I like a good blocker punch. It's totally not needed, but I love it. They send one on net as there's plenty of Bulldogs right in front. Konechny's ready for the task. He'll kick one to the corner. Hicks up to Hauer. Just out of his reach. They'll fire one towards the net. Lai will cut that off with the body. He'll exit the zone and he'll fire it in. And the Bulldogs will go off for a change. Dorchin on the forecheck. She'll chip it down low, but Vianney will get there first. She's going to come in, take the puck, and throw the body. And that'll be cleared out by Vianney. Hicks races in to pick up the puck. That's Cooper flavor. He'll throw the brakes on. Up the boards for Cash Wallace. Vianney in the corner. They fan on one towards the net, and Gunter will circle the horses as he'll get set up with Nemo. Nemo plays hot potato. Back over to Gunter. 4:48 left to go in the second period. Gunter with the stretch pass to Weiss. He'll fire one just a bit high. Wallace into the corner. Picks it right out front for Weiss, and that'll roll in on net. It gets covered up by the Vianney goaltender with 4:35 left to go in the second. 31 shots to 14 in favor of your Bulldogs. 3-0 lead. Point Hicks, Rinder out to take the draw. Nemo and Tolley backing him up. Hoyt fires one right in front. Rinder, goal! As he picks up the rebound. As the Bulldogs almost had a team picture right there at the front of the crease. And they make it 4-0 with 4:29 left to go in the second. Still a lot of hockey left to play. 32 shots to 14. Boyd will take the drop. He wins it over to the near boards for Nemo, who works it up for Hicks. Rinder feathers it into the zone, and Hicks will go in on the forecheck. Vianney with some snappy play there. That'll get chipped down the ice. Nemo picks up the puck, avoids the hit. Boyd will take the body. Nemo will work it out of the corner around to Rinder. Rinder up the boards for Hicks, but it's just out of his reach, but he'll get there. Nice stick lift. Hicks working his way through traffic. He'll walk the blue line. Throws it into the corner. And Tolley will drive down low to pinch. Justin Lai out there as well. Holds the blue line. Rinder slows it way down. And Lai will walk in, fires one off the blocker, and that'll come into the corner and up the boards for Rinder. Let's settle it in his own zone. Hicks will get on sides, and Lai will fire that down low as the Bulldogs are going to go off for a change. Howard tries to hold that blue line, but it squeaks out beneath his blade, and Aravik sends it over to Cooper Hicks. Out in the neutral ice, Vianney will pick up the loose puck as it just ping-pongs around. Aravik will send it far side for Orn, and he'll race in. Chops it around as he's going to avoid any opportunity for a Vianney hit. Lai tries to center it. Nobody's home. Orn will pick it up at his own blue line. Sends it over to Aravik. Aravik tries to go right up the center. Vianney cuts it off, and then they'll work at getting on sides. They bring it in wide. Shot goes wide through. Power will clear it out of the zone, and Orn will go in on the forecheck. Orn will chase into the corner, and Vianney will poke it north, but Lai comes in, takes the body, but no reinforcements there as Vianney will pick up the puck. This pace has really slowed all of a sudden. Shot from Vianney goes off a body and into the corner. Aravik winds up down the near glass. He'll chip it in around the defense. Into the corner he goes. Right out front for Weiss. He fires one off of Gunter. Centered right through, and that's kicked away by the goaltender out to Dortch at the point. She'll work it down for Weiss. He'll throw it down low for Gunter. Gunter fires a shot, looking for a rebound opportunity, but the goaltender's got it sealed up. Dortch from the point works it down for Gunter. Centered for Wallace. He's on the hat trick watch, but he needs two more. Out in the center ice. They fire one, saved by Konechny. Griffin's working it around the zone. And Wallace will pick it up, clears it out, and Vianney will bring that in offside. And instead of just leaving the puck where it was at, they figured they'd launch it in all the way into the zone. .46 seconds left to go in the second period. 4-0 Bulldogs is the score. Hoyt will take the draw. Vianney will bring it into the zone. They'll fire a shot, kicked away by Konechny. Hoyt works it up for Render, and Vianney will dump it back down and in. They center it, overskate it, and Dortch will work it over to the near boards. Vianney tries to center it, and Konechny will scoop that right into his glove for a save. Frees the puck with 25 seconds left in the second. Hoyt wins it back for Dortch. She'll work it up the boards with Hicks. Hicks lifts the stick, gets it up to Render. Render will bring it in, tries to work it over to Hicks. Dortch will come sink down low, and she'll throw it around the inboards. Vianney with maybe one more opportunity. Not at that speed. They'll bring it in, fire a shot. Konechny will have enough of that, and we're going to have a face-off with 0.1 seconds. All right, they'll take the high road and let it roll off, and we'll be back in just a few moments with the third period. Face off, won by Vianney. They'll send one wide of the net over to Orn over on the far side. He'll take the body. Tries to channel his inner Ronaldo as he tries to kick it up to the blade. Lai tries to work it out of the zone. Vianney fans on one. They'll fire another shot that's off the body. And over for Justin Lai. He'll go with Orn. Lai almost does lose the handle. Hicks trying to hold the blue line. He'll throw it in. Power trying to work it north. Power fires a shot. Saved by Vianney. And we'll get a face-off to the left of the Griffins goaltender. 13:21 left to go in the third. 4-0 Bulldogs is the score. 35 shots to 18. Weiss on the draw. Wins it over to Gunter. He'll dump it in for Cash Wallace. Wallace tries to chop it out front, but that's off a Vianney skate. He'll get it out to neutral ice where Cooper Hicks will send it right up the center for Gunter. With some sort of stretch Armstrong move. He centers it to Weiss. Oh, it goes just wide of the near side post.
Great pass.
But a beauty of a pass as Weiss tries to work it out to the defense. That'll get caught up by Vianney, and they'll clear it down the ice. But that's an icing whistle. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I'm there.
Young man from
My head around.
Vianney just hit a rough spot in the ice and went in awkwardly into the boards. He's up and moving, but that looked painful. If that happened to me, call me an ambulance. Not that I'm going to be out on the ice anytime soon, but
Oh, what?
Weiss on the draw. Works it towards the net. Behind! Cash Wallace right in front. Fires one under the glove to make it 5-0 Bulldogs. And Cash Wallace is on the hat trick watch. He's on fire tonight, folks. I guess if I talk about it enough, it'll come true. Hoyt on the draw, wins it back to Nimmo. Nimmo up to Hicks. He'll let it go into the zone, but Vianney will settle it. They'll move it D to D and up the boards. Render picks it away from Vianney, and they'll dump it down and in. Hicks with a nice body. Picks it up for Render. He'll try to work it out front. Render off the backhand. Hicks mixed up in front there. And Vianney will bring it out of the zone. They fire one cut off by Nimmo. He'll try to work it out of the zone. It's poked forward by Aravic. Render brings it in wide, throws the brakes on, fires a shot. That goes high off the glass. Hoyt tries to work it over to Nimmo. And it's cleared down the ice. And they'll wave it off. Nimmo back to defend. Vianney trying to work it out front. Chipped away by Render. He'll return the hit from earlier. Nimmo rims it around the boards to find Aravic for some open ice. Up to Hicks. Hicks up to Render, who brings it in. He tries to feather it in front for Hicks, but he'll get his stick lifted. Hicks comes back in, picks it back up, tries a dipsy doodle in the corner. Comes out the lie at the point. He'll drive it over to the near glass, fires a shot, loose right there in front. And the Vianney Griffins are doing their best to try to clear the front of that net as the Bulldogs are stacking them up in front. Picked away by the Bulldogs, and Render brings it back in over the blue line. He'll fire a quick shot off the leg pad looking for Lai. Dortch comes in to hold the zone. Lai through the center of the ice, fires a shot. Oh, Hicks on the backside looking for it. Dortch will get in on the action as she'll send one into the chest of the goaltender with 10:32 left to go in the third period. 5-0 Bulldogs. Shot count is now 42-18. Lai on the draw with Hauer and Orn. Vianney will exit the zone. They fire a shot over the glove of Konieczny. And the shutout is now off the board as it's 5-1 Bulldogs. Bulldogs will work the face off north. Orn will go in on the forecheck. Vianney with a nice outlet pass, but they miss the forward at center ice. Lai will dump it in. Bulldogs will get onside, and Vianney will take control. They'll bring it in offside as one of the players from Vianney blows a tire and falls in offside early. They're so close to pure hockey. Everybody should have crisp cut skates, that's for sure. Weiss on the draw. He'll work it north. Vianney will settle it. Send it into the zone. Tolley over to Arabic. Arabic off the boards to Gunter. Gunter gets his pocket picked. And Vianney will clear down the ice. Tolley with some time and space. Works it up for Weiss and Wallace. Vianney turns it over to Gunter, and Gunter will bring it in. He'll chip it in around the defense as he waits for Wallace to get set up on the backside. Tries to center it to him, and it's off of Vianney skating out of the zone. They snap it over to the near side. Try to make a move around Arabic, and he'll throw a juke, and off he goes in the other way. Arabic trying to get in on the action. Gunter down low. Right out, trying to feed it out to Wallace. And that's off a stick and down the ice. Arabic from his own zone over to Nemo. Nemo almost sends it off the side of his own net. Vianney will pick it up. Nemo picks it up below his own goal line as he pulls it away from Vianney. He'll wind up down the near glass. Chips it in. Skates it around the net. Oh!
That could have been really ugly.
Dortch battling from down low. And it's out to neutral ice for Hicks. Over to Hoyt. Hoyt works it back and forth. Over to Render. Tip in goes wide. Render checked into the boards.
He needs 2 oars, that's why.
Griffin's with it at center ice. They'll leave it for Hicks. That was nice of them. Picks it up, finds some room. Over to Render, who gives it back over to Vianney, but then redeems himself. Hoyt over to Hicks. Shot. Goal! As Landon Hicks will make it 6-1 with 7:22 left to go in the third period. Six to 1 Bulldogs. 7:20 left to go. Orn will get the face off. He'll skate it in. Fires a shot off the shoulder of the goaltender. Out to Hicks. He'll throw it back down low. Orn getting a nice blocker chop there from the Vianney goaltender. Over to Orn. And he fans on it, but that was a good look. Dortch will throw one on net. Orn tries to work it back out in front as he gloves it down. And the net will come back off the moorings. By with Hauer and Orn out taking the face off. Backed up by Cooper Hicks, Reagan Dortch. 6:53 left to go in the game. They're out there giving the posts the old 8U ice down special. Vianney will win it back. They'll rim it hard around the boards, but nobody's there. Cooper Hicks will work that around in the corner. Bye. Tries to cut it off. Hicks there to back him up. Hauer picks it up from the angle shot. Fires one on net. Vianney takes out one of their own kids. Why not? Hauer tries to chip it around and chase, but Vianney will cut that off. They'll work it out to Hicks at the point. who sends a hopper towards the net. That makes it over the leg pad of the goaltender. That was a dangerous one there if you're a goaltender. Lai just all over the ice tonight. He'll fire one. That's going to go off a skate. We'll feel that tomorrow. They make it out to neutral ice where Lai will pick it up, throws it over to Tolley. Tolley will take it for a skate behind his own net. He looks to get set up, throws it up the boards for Hicks. Lai tries to work it up the Lai, but Vianney holds the blue line. They skate it right in front. That's blocked away by a body. Cash, the goal man, Wallace, tries to find Gunter on the near side. Gunter takes a love tap on the boards. Vianney holds the blue line, sends it in front. Konechny makes a save. Rebound save. And Tolley will skate it out of danger. Tolley with a stretch pass to Gunter just out of his reach, and that'll be an icing whistle. He would have been off to the races if he could have got that one. 5:17 left to go in the third period. I think Tolley needed a little more on the pass. It wasn't quite supersonic. Weiss on the draw, Gunter and Wallace on the wings. Arabic with it down low. He'll send it around to Tolley. Tolley will totally try to redeem himself with a regular pass just out of Gunter's reach. And the Griffins will bring it back out to center ice where they battle on the near glass. Chopped forward by Gunter for Arabic. Arabic over to Wallace. Wallace, shot goes just wide. Weiss tries to center it. 4:36 left to go in the third period. 6-1 Bulldogs is the score. Vianney will loft one into the cross corner, and Gunter will pick that up. We'll just go ahead and wheel it out of the zone. Gunter with a behind the legs pass to himself. He's hauled down and going to go to the... Vianney's going to go to the box.
I like to move until we ran out of speed. I think it was like, I got nothing else, and I'm now in a headline.
So 4:13 left to go in the third period. 6-1 Bulldogs is the score, and now they'll be on the power play. 48 shots to 22. Hoyt on the draw with Hicks, Rinder, Nimmo, and Cooper Hicks. One over to Landon Hicks. He'll chip it down low. Work it back and forth in the corner, looking for some open ice. Sends it over to Nimmo. Nimmo shot! 5-hole! Oh, and the goaltender gets it covered up. It was a good look, though, for Jack Nimmo. I like the placement. 3:58 left to go in the third. Hoyt wins it back. Hicks will send it over to Hicks. He snaps one on net, looking for some traffic in front. And that's cleared down by the Griffins. And Konechny's going to come out and settle it for Nimmo. Nimmo over to Hoyt. Hoyt tries to get it over to Nimmo, but that's cut off, and Vianney somehow is able to dump it in, but offside. Rinder from the corner drops it back for Nimmo. Bulldogs just slowing it down here. They're not putting a whole lot of pressure on. Cooper Landon Hicks over to Rinder. He'll try to dance it through the traffic. Sends one on net, and that'll go get covered up by the Vianney goaltender with 3:04 left to go in the third period. 6-1 Bulldogs is the score. 52 more seconds on the Bulldog power play. Lie on the draw, wins it over to Orn, over to Arabic. He'll fire one on net. Hauer sends one off the goaltender's stick. Dortch down to pinch. Orn there to back her up. And that's a high stick out of the zone. And Arabic will bring it back north. Orn over to Arabic, back over to Orn. Into the corner it goes. Vianney will clear that all the way down the ice. It's on net. Konieczny will go ahead and cover that up as Vianney comes in to put on a little pressure. .226 left to go in the third. Lai wins it over to Hauer. Back over to Lai, over to Orn. Orn brings it in. Fires a shot. Saved by the goaltender. Into the corner it goes. Hauer works it out front. Lai holds on to it. Vianney with 8 guys on the ice. There's too many men there for a moment. Lai trying to work it on net. But Vianney will exit the zone. They try to blaze around Arabic, and he'll have none of that. He'll cut it off, works it out to the blue line, and Lai will get it out of the zone. Vianney over to the near glass with 1:45. Can't make a clean exit. And Cash Wallace brings it into the zone. Cross-check from behind. No call on that play. Weiss over to Wallace right in front. Another good look there. Weiss looking for Wallace again on the backside. Gunter jamming away in the corner. Trying to get it back out front. Vianney picks it up. They'll clear it out. That'll come out to the point where Tolley will regroup in neutral ice. Over to Arabic. Tolley up to Weiss. 1 minute left to play in the game. Vianney will dump it down and in. Nimmo in the far corner. Tolley sends it up to Cash Wallace. He'll bring it in and turns it over to Vianney. They'll throw the brakes on in the corner. Vianney trying for a stretch pass. That'll come loose to Nimmo with 35 seconds left to go. Vianney pokes it away. They'll skate it out to the top of the circles. They'll skate it out to the top of the circles again. Weiss will clear it out of the zone, up to Wallace. Wallace will send it over to Tolley or Gunter on the far side. Shot off the blocker. 10 seconds left to go. Weiss will push to the corner. And Vianney's going to go ahead and kill it off with a slap shot off the back of his own player, and that's going to sting tomorrow. You'll have a Bulldog win tonight with a 6-1 nail biter over Vianney. 54 shots to 23. Well, thank all of you for tuning in tonight. Everybody stay safe tomorrow night. Keep it between the white lines. At the end of the broadcast, I'll post Donnie Gunter's number. If anybody needs a drive home tomorrow night, he's available any hour of the night that you'd like to call. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you back at the rink.